so she's still got some weight on it. Right next to her is her best friend in the whole wide world, Gypsy. She's 40 years old, and she's second in command. We have racial for her, just like all elephants. We also have African elephants here. You can tell because they have big ears. They have two finger-like structures at the bottom of their trunks.
Okay, now I'm going to be on the microphone before people shut up. I have to stand over here because it's only for fireworks. Next, we have Congo. She's the one right here in the middle of our habitat. She is 44 years old. She's been with us since 2009. She is third in our social hierarchy. And then all the way over there with that wet spot on her side, asleep, is Kamba. She's 42 years old, also has been with us since 2009. She's best friend of Congo. She is also obsessed with smaller elephants, so her and Ajabu get along quite well. Keelan is out here throwing some apples. You can see she has a whistle in her mouth. That's because every animal at the Dallas Zoo is part of a training program. We use something called operation conditioning, which basically use positive reinforcement to train our animals. So they open their mouth so we can look at their teeth. You can see inside, make sure they don't have any scratches, wounds. They will shed their teeth. They get about 6 sets in their lifetime. They have 4 molars. They're rather large. They're about 11 inches, so that's the size of your average house brick.
She goes with her trunk.
And then they have the 2 tusks that stick out of their face. Those are ivory. And it's the #1 cause of poaching. So if you see it, don't buy it. We are the 2nd largest importer, America. So it does come into the States. You can also see they have a lot of wrinkles on their skin. It's not because they're old. That's just how elephants are. If it's hot, they'll take a mud bath or a wallow, and all the cool substrate or water will stick in those creases for a longer period of time and keep them cooler for longer. You can also see that all of their tusks have different shapes. Congo's missing one of her tusks. She's alright. It won't grow back though. All of them have different shaped tusks because they wear them down naturally, and also just like you prefer your right hand versus your left, they prefer one side over the other, so they use one tusk more often than they do the other, and that's how you know which one they prefer. Some of them like to keep their tusks pretty blunted, and some of them like to keep it pretty large. So every time that Kaylin blows her whistle, that means that the animal did something right and that reinforcement is coming. If they don't want to participate, they don't have to. We just don't give them the food immediately. They get it later in the day. Kaylin just has a bucket there of apples. That's pretty much like a snack to them. Each elephant here gets 200 to 300 pounds per food per day. So lots and lots of food gets put out there. We come out here multiple times a day to feed them so that they're encouraged to walk around and forage for their food. And we're also one of the only places that provides elevated feeding strategies via the hay nets in the back, or like out here on the ridges that you see right in front of you. That's because we want them to use their trunk in the most natural way possible and exhibit species-typical behaviors. Those are really, really important. We want to make sure that they would be using their trunk how they would if they were eating whole trees. Browse is what we call the pieces of trees that we eat them. They're really, really important. Elephants are super inefficient in their gut, which means they only take in about 30 to 40% of the nutrition that they are eating. And Congo is peeing for everything. When they're eating their apples, if you look at the very tip of their trunk, I said that they had 2 finger-like structures down there. Asian elephants only have 1, so usually they wrap something with their trunk and then bring it to their mouth. Elephants, African elephants will pick up stuff with those 2 finger-like structures. They're pretty dexterous. They can pick up something as small as a raisin. Also, they have between 40 and 50,000 muscles in their trunk, so it's a really complex system full of small, small muscles. Earlier, you probably heard Gypsy trumpeting. That's just one way that they communicate. They can often communicate at frequencies our ears cannot pick up. And they also growl and rumble and do a lot of lower pitched sounds. You can see his tusks are really long and clean compared to everybody else. Probably because he's
slowly but surely.
We got apples over here.
I can't tell if anybody else is doing it. It looks like he's got some secretions coming out of his temporal gland. So if you look right between his ear and his eye, you can see it's a little bit wet there. That's because he's excited. So whenever we present them with something that's their favorite food item, or somebody is playing in the habitat, they will secrete from there, and it just means that they're excited about something. Apples are pretty high on that list. We do all sorts of stuff with them to make sure that they can participate in their own care and we don't have to anesthetize them. So we do voluntary blood draws, voluntary injections for vaccinations. We look at their feet and make sure that we trim them and they're not overgrown or cracking or doing anything like that. We don't want them to get infected or contract an abscess of some sort. But all of that is done with produce and their trust in us. Pretty much their favorite thing is melons. In the summer, they love Gatorade. Fun fact, Jenny will not drink any Gatorade that is not fruit punch flavored. If you give her lemon lime, she will politely hand it back to you. If you guys have any questions, we'll be sticking around for a little bit longer. Again, I'm Jenny, so come and find me and I'll answer them for you. If not, have a great day at your Dallas Zoo.
Oh, look at the little one. It's coming out there. Who's going to be brave enough to get in the water? There we go. Oh.
Yep, you better wait. Now you can stand behind them. Why would you try to stand in front of them? You know they can't see through. Don't get in their way. Over here. Like that. Huh? I don't know what they're feeding.
Apples.
It looks like pieces of apples. Kerrigan, can you see them?
Hey, Caitlin, get ready to feed Jimmy.
Very good.
See them?
Hey, Gypsy! Open!
Said you missed. All right, come on, Jake.
Hey, Kay.
Jay. Jameson. We got other things we got to look at. Huh? Tickets.